This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
The impeccable story of Cinderella still captures the reader's mind with its fascinating plot. There are several versions of this fairy tale written by many different authors. This classic rags-to-riches tale makes all the girls worldwide dream about such a love story with a happy ending. Behind the actions of the characters, there is a core of all the actual thoughts and motives. Even though the story is marvelous, it raises serious issues about trauma, hope, home, and childhood beliefs observed from the historical perspective. The story originates from China, consequently sprawling around the West, changing some aspects of the plot. Most versions of these fairy tales usually end on a consolatory note. However, Cinderella's character varies from author to author, from kind and resourceful to vindictive and manipulative. Therefore, there are different historical perspectives on the Cinderella tale describing differences in characters' behavior. In the German version written in the 19th century by the brothers Grimm, she was a working child as her childhood turned into torture because she had to serve her stepmother and stepsisters, abandoning her wants and needs. The 19th century was characterized by the experience of using child labor. A vivid example is how Cinderella's relatives saw her as a source of employment who usefully contributed to the household while her stepsisters were paraded in front of her in pompous dresses. Therefore, Cinderella's life is filled with traumatic experiences caused by her ill surroundings. This trauma, conditioned by the influence of abusive relatives, affected her self-esteem and social life. Despite being cast away, Cinderella kept working, persisting in her dreams and controlling her tactful character. On the other hand, she is described as a romantic soul because, in the Chinese culture, where she was named Yexin, she had hope and faith that someday, her life would change. Back then, the Chinese considered children pure and innocent. She had a golden fish that reminded her of her deceased mother, but the stepmother killed the fish. However, Yexin kept on hoping to have a better future and believing in true love. Therefore, the role of hope can be identified throughout the whole tale, as it is Cinderella's mover. The romantic child has a connection with nature and God, so we observe Cinderella's friendship with the animals and a fairy godmother who shined on her, giving her a chance to meet a charming prince. Cinderella's childhood is also connected with her childhood beliefs about virtue and love, which historians say to be a sign of a romantic child. She believed in universal kindness regardless of the person's status. This fervent belief in human service is fueled by her faith in love, which can be found once. She also credited the truth and the ability of a person to be a real self. Moreover, she can be described as a sacred child for her mother and father, who perceived her as a precious and fragile human. Such behavior is vividly depicted in Charles Perrault, written in the 17th century because people of those times appreciated children and tried to safeguard them. Her parents loved and made her feel at home, instilling a sense of belonging until their deaths. Thus, the role of home is also crucial as a sacred child tends to spend a lot of time at home feeling protected. Later, however, sacredness fades away because of how people treated her. Taking all things into consideration, it is clear that Cinderella was viewed differently because of the time. This feature made historians trace her streaks portrayed by different authors at different points in time and figure out why Cinderella behaved one way or another in the same situation. Even though the narration resembles a beautiful life story, there are many issues raised in the Cinderella tales that apply to any analysis. Did you like this analysis of Cinderella story sample? To get more works like this one, make sure to check out the free database of academic paper examples at ivypanda.com. You will find thousands of samples for all your study needs, without even having to register.